1945 till 1962, the federal government estimates that as many as 220,000 servicemen were exposed to low-level radiation during the 235 atmospheric atomic tests conducted in the Pacific and Nevada. In the ensuing years, the results of these testings have become public, but unfortunately, the damage has already been done. Desert Fire, a new play at Los Angeles' Coronet Theater, examines the effects of those testings on a Nevada family. And from the show is Karen Grassle. We want to, first of all, say we've enjoyed you for so many years on Little House.
Thanks.
Which you left a year ago.
Yeah.
And then they came back with Little House, A New Beginning, which you weren't involved in.
Right.
And we just found out it was canceled.
That's what I just heard.
Yeah. Do you think it would have made it if you and Michael LANDON would have stuck with it?
Oh, I don't know. You know, all the children were grown. You know, times move on.
Yeah. Now you're into this play, which deals with a real light subject.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's about a family that...
It's about a family and their best friends, and both of the men were exposed to the atomic testing in the 50s in Nevada. And now, 25 years later, they are finding out what that did to them. And the play has some wonderful, wonderful actors. Marcia Rod, who I think the audiences know from Trapper John, and who will be in the new Alan Alda-produced series in the fall. And Philip Allen and Bob Phelan, who are both well-known actors from New York. As a matter of fact, Bob Phelan and I worked together my first year in the theater 20 years ago in Children's Theater in San Francisco. Yeah,
and we were in rep
there. Yeah. And we're working together now playing old friends, so it's really nice.
Yeah.
And we have two wonderful young actors, Wendy Goldman and Fred Lane. Wendy is with the Groundlings, a wonderful improvisational comedy group that a lot of people here in town know. And we have Barry Moore playing a multitude of parts, and very well.
Well, they always say Los Angeles is not a theater town. And everybody's trying to change that a little bit, I guess, and this is probably an effort to do so also. Now, their hopes to get the play going, make it a success here, then take it out on the road?
Oh, I don't know about that. I think that we're just doing the play. And I do think that Los Angeles has become much more of a theater town. There are plays going everywhere, and the most wonderful actors doing these plays all over town.
What about the subject of the play? Is it something that you personally were involved in, whether just reading about it or knowledge of it, or are you just looking at this as an actress in a play?
I remember as a kid when they were doing these tests, and then when I was in college I did some research on it, of course, and found out what the dangers of radiation were. And of course now there's so much controversy regarding nuclear armament and regarding nuclear energy facilities. And I think that we're all aware that this stuff is very, very dangerous and that we can't afford to play with it, you know.
Is this a play to get the audience involved in being more aware of what the government's doing?
I think not. I think this play really is about what happens to a family when they're confronted with a tremendous crisis. And we've all had times in our lives when we really face a big problem, and our family or our friends respond or live up to it or are responsible or are not, and we respond however we do. And that's what this play is about. I like to see it more as a family drama and a play that talks about the limits of friendship and loyalty, and then as a play that talks about a political situation.
Is it your husband in the play? He's what, a subject in these testings?
He was a participant in the testings and is now a victim of leukemia.
Now, when you do a play like this, it keeps you pretty much tied up, I imagine, night after night, so you don't get back to do, say, another television series right away. Or would you even want to get involved in another one again?
Oh, I love having this freedom right now to do different things. You know, for me, the thrill of acting is transforming yourself into another person. And so playing one person for 8 years, even though I was able to go off and do some other things, it's nice now to really delve back into the craft of acting.
The show ran 8 years, you did it?
Yeah, 8 years.
Did you ever think it would go that long?
I never thought I could last that long.
Really? It's hard, though, when I see a show like Little House or The Waltons, which I guess are the same genre, you know, when you got the whole family on there, and as you said, all the kids are grown up and everything like that, and you're such a key part of it. I guess after about 3 years and the show's a hit, if you wanted to get out of it, you can't do it, can you?
I don't know, some people do.
Yeah, because I know a few people, like on The Waltons, had left. But Little House, pretty much everybody stayed intact. Yeah. Now, Michael LANDON, everything he does seems to be a success on television. Would you be part of the family as, say, if he came back with something else, another show, if he offered it to you? Do you think you, in other words, would you be like one of the first people he'd call for a project?
You'd have to ask him that.
But it was a pretty good family atmosphere there. Huh?
Oh,
In
yeah.
our little house.
Yeah, you know how families are, though. Families have times when they like one better than the other, and times when they have disagreements. That's all part of being a family, too.
Yeah. Do you think family shows like that can make it today? Well, I guess if we saw Little House of the New Beginning canceled,
I don't know.
no, because it's everybody shows about divorce and single parents.
I don't think anybody knows what's going to make it on television, and everybody is constantly gambling, trying to find the thing that will touch the audience. And I do think when you touch people's hearts and minds, then you have a show that people tune into and get a kind of a loyalty for. And the idea of finding a formula and thinking, oh, now I've got the formula, I can just fill the formula with people and put it on the air, that doesn't work, and that's been shown over and over again. I think whether you're talking about an audience in the theater where you can actually feel them, and you know when they like something, as with this show, we can feel the audience is with us, and they are listening to every word, and the applause is solid. And I was surprised because it is a serious subject, but they are right there with us. I think the same thing is true with television audiences, and if anything, we don't give television audiences enough credit, and we say, oh, you can put anything over on them, they don't care, it doesn't have to be that good for them. I don't think that was Michael's attitude, and I don't think that that attitude turns out good television, and I think that's why audiences are drifting away from network television right now, and they're going to other areas like cable.
You also don't have the quality as in a show like Little House. Little House was a very well-done show.
That's right, and I don't think that they let the quality of the cinematography and the other production elements slip over the years.
Well, we know you got to run off to a curtain call for the
Aren't
play
I lucky?
tonight.
I get to go to the theater and get ready.
Wow, well, that's great. We wish you a lot of success with the play.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Karen. And when we come back, Rue McClanahan from Mama's Family. Stay with us.